Hello, and welcome to the Midgar Press. My name's Jay. So today we're going to talk about harpies. Now, if you have been following along, we pretty much can extrapolate any kind of setting within the description of these monsters. And the scenario that I'm going to give y'all today for the harpy, because I've kind of given you a scenario for each monster so far, when we go more in depth with the monsters in the bestiary for Dragonbane. Well, we'll get to that in a second. Let's go ahead and finish the D6 of attacks. We read the first three as we were going through. Let's go ahead and finish that out. Let's read the last 3, 4, 5, and 6, and we'll get to the scenario. So, 4 of the 5 or of the D6, eye gouge. The creatures target an unfortunate player and try to tear the victim's eyes out with their sharp claws. The attack inflicts 2d6 piercing damage, and the victim is blinded and acts as if in total darkness for one stretch. Wow, that's imagine playing your character at Bane for everything because you got your eyes gouged out. Like, ugh. Number 5 of the D6, mass attack. The harpies split up and attack a number of player characters within 10 meters, equal to the number of individual harpies. Each attack inflicts D8 slashing damage. 6 of the D6, experiment attack. The harpies open their... Hang on. Okay, it's vomit. Okay. So by opening their mouths, they release a rain of vomit and excrement on the player characters. Everyone within 10 meters must choose a condition. The attack can be parried with a shield. Okay. Interesting. So what I like about harpies is that they understand the common language. Like, they can fully speak, no issues, and be understood. The reason I say that is because, where'd it go? Yeah. The assaults often begin with the harpies trying to soften up their victims with threats, cackles, and screeching insults, which means they can fully be understood, which means you could have conversations with harpies. That is a thing. Whether you want to make, a harpy NPC that potentially could talk to the party, give them ideas, give them clues, give them whatever they need, that could be interesting. But harpies don't typically live by themselves. It says right here, they often seek out ruins, abandoned settlements where they live in colonies of different sizes. Colonies, which means multiple. Now, that actually is what gave me the idea for harpies, their little scenario, their adventure, basically. I'm creating a one-shot called The Ruined Bell Tower. Now, within the Ruined Bell Tower, I actually have... Yeah, it's right here. I've actually started to draw... You can't see it because oh, there we go. Well, I've got the first floor, second floor. It's basically a ruined bell tower where this colony of harpies nest, where they live. and I've actually kind of been working on a Harpy matriarch that kind of oversees the whole thing. But I mean, how cool is that? With the Harpies, that one, they can talk to you. So within the ruined bell tower, as the players decide, if they decide to, they don't have to, of course, because players can do whatever they want. As the players ascend this bell tower, periodically they will be assaulted by the Harpies. And that includes the cackling, the screeching, the threats, until they get to the very top when they're near the nest where there's eggs that have been laid. That's when the real fun begins. But you can really use Harpies just about anywhere within the Misty Vales. I know it says ruins and abandoned settlements, but if they're walking through the forest, you could easily have a Harpy attack. If they're walking just along the road, Harpies could attack. There's different scenarios where obviously you can't have a Harpy. If it's in a dungeon, it doesn't really make a lot of sense to have a Harpy down there. Like, Harpies are meant to fly. They should be flying. Plain and simple. They should not be in the bottom of a dungeon. They shouldn't be underwater. They shouldn't be within a house or something like that. Now, if a group of players comes along a village, and as they're inspecting the houses, there's Harpies inside the house. Now, that's probably because they're probably tearing the inhabitants, the villagers, to pieces, to shreds. They're trying to create a new nest or something along that lines. But they shouldn't just be there because there needs to be a purpose. If they're, like I said about a dungeon, there's no way that they're going to be like 2 or 3 levels down where they can't fly. Like, their whole sole purpose is to fly. That is where they feel comfortable. That is their home, is the air. So, when you're this is probably the first monster that we've done within the, deep breakdowns, the deep dives, that I've said you can't just put the monster anywhere. It needs to make sense. Because I mean, look, number 3 right here, it says deep dive or death from above. The Harpies throw rocks and other junk from afar. Everyone within 10 meters suffers D6 bludgeoning. Okay, death from above. Like, they have to be airborne. They have to be up, for the scenario, the reasoning of why the Harpies are there to make sense. I did it to my players while they were venturing to one of the sites, one of the adventure modules, that off in the distance, like 50 meters, they see, or it was more like 100 meters, but anyways, they see some horses that are just kind of galloping along the countryside. But that's just what everybody saw. I had everybody roll to see if they could see it. Unfortunately, only 2 of them saw that there were Harpies in the air chasing the horses. That's why they were running. That's just like because I wanted to give them something instead of, oh, you don't see anything, there's nothing going on this day, there's nothing exciting, because they didn't roll on the journeys table, like they didn't hit anything exciting. So I wanted to give them a little something that wasn't combative. This is a non-combat encounter where they saw a couple Harpies chasing horses. Now, did they think, oh, we could go get those horses and save them? Yeah, but by the time they get there, they might be dead. So, it is what it is. But, like this video, tell me in the comments, how would you use a Harpy? Where would you put a Harpy? Give me a little scenario. How would you entangle Harpies into your either campaign or your adventures, or just for a little extra flair, you know? And as always, share this video, share this video, share this video. Help me help you to help me. But as always, my friends, I want you to live on and game on.